There's no time for a bench test. Heat them up.
Growing up in the 80s and 90s, you could count on a few things as a kid. One of them was the popularity of video games. Two, toys based on absolutely everything. And three, Ghostbusters. Whether that be the first two movies of Ghostbusters, or the cartoon of Ghostbusters, or all of them, seeing those movies at a young age, wanting to drive the Ecto-1, use my own real personal proton pack to trap ghosts and blast them and stuff, was always a dream. Sure, there were games out there, Ghostbusters at the time, in my imagination while playing with the toys.
Wanted. Granny Gross. She's
holy shit!
But they didn't really live up to the feeling of really living the experience of being a Ghostbuster, of course. That brings us to present day, where VR and Ghostbusters meet. This should be a match made in heaven, right? Okay, look, I think we have to get this out of the way first and foremost. Why can't I slide down a fire pole in the firehouse?
This place is great!
Like, why? Why, I ask?
I don't know.
Are you kidding me? Come on! Anyway, back to what I actually wanted to start with, the performance of the game. You know, the performance is great, the clarity and the sharpness of the visuals is excellent. I was very, very pleasantly surprised at how clear and crisp thing looked and ran. I was really scared because of some games coming out lately, but it does look excellent. But the artistic style of the game, on the other hand, man, this one's a really hard one. On one hand, I enjoy the cel-shaded style of the game with the effects of your proton beams, some of the smoke and heat effects. It does look really cool. The style and the effects of the ghost is enjoyable with them having, you know, plenty of character, even though there aren't many ghosts. I quite enjoy them and they really do look great. I mean, it's a Ghostbusters game after all. Really reminds me of the cartoon, the real Ghostbusters, not Ghostbusters. And if you were there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But that leads me into the visual or the stylistic choice of just the game overall and the characters. And man, this ain't for me, Chief. The over-dramatic style of characters or just the zaniness? Is that even a word? Of them just don't do it for me. Most of the people I encountered during my playtime said it best. Fortnite. They look like Fortnite characters, and I couldn't agree more. I understand that I'm not the target audience anymore. This isn't, you know, it's not cutting the mustard, or maybe it will with people. Do people really love this stuff? Aside from all that, what is the gameplay like? Well, you're essentially blasting ghosts with up to 4 people total, high-fiving them to revive people, trapping ghosts, traversing 5 or so maps with 4 or so gameplay types with a progression system for unlocks, and that's pretty much it. If that's all you were looking for, thanks for watching. I kid, but I don't really have a ton to say without repeating myself, honestly. You have your proton pack for attacking and pulling ghosts into traps, which can be modified and upgraded with more damage, for example. Your ghost trap, which can also be upgraded like a bigger vortex. And finally, you have a PKE meter or reader, which honestly, man, this thing is useless. It's a shame, really. Aside from one game mode where you have to collect some objects to release a boss ghost, there's no other reason to upgrade this thing. It's really pointless. It's pointless. The reason I say that is the maps are so small once you've played them a few times, and the items that you need to find do not change. And I think that's one of the game's biggest issues here, and that's the map size and variety on offer. The maps to begin with are small, and there's not really a lot going on in them. Yeah, they look fine, but there's not much there aside from one level in Chinatown.
the bar. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Hey, I got. Get off me. Are those staples?
But aside from all that, when you do use your proton pack and you're trapped for the first few times, pull ghosts to get them weak, throw them in a trap and catch them, and it's your first couple of ghosts, man, what a feeling it is with a group of people. Man, it's a lot of fun. It is really great, but you really have to enjoy that because that's the gameplay loop here. I'm not saying that to get hate or anything.
Liar!
but it's really all you're doing. It's a Ghostbusters game after all, right? For example, one of the modes, Exorcism, where you find 3 objects and bring them to a device that once you've collected all the objects, you will summon a boss ghost. And man, it's fun for the first couple of times, but it's the same boss that I fought every single time. Same tactics, same dialogue, over and over and over. And I'm fine with that kind of stuff if you have some variety. Another game mode is called On the Clock, in which you move from area to area in one map, battle and capture a set number of ghosts. It's fun, but that's all you're doing. The other 2 game modes are the best in my opinion, which are Harvest, where you have to put together a harvester device and fill 4 canisters with 4 ghosts in each canister, and then carry them back to the Ecto 1. It's pretty fun. Lastly, we have Giga Trap Retrieval. Each person on the team has to take a turn holding the Giga Trap once found in the map and bring it back to the starting point of the map. Sounds simple, because it is, but it is fun with the right group of players.
Get off me. Are those Stay Puft? Yeah, little Stay Puft.
Players. I think that's the key thing here. My time with Ghostbusters, even after a fairly long time, I picked it up right when it dropped to try to get this video done for you guys. It has been great. So, Moose, what the hell do you mean it's been great? You've been kind of negative here. What I mean is the players I have met while playing, even though I said at the beginning that I'm not the target audience, a majority of the players I met were older Ghostbusters fans that still love Ghostbusters. And jumping in with them, trapping and battling Ghost has been a blast with them. You can play solo, but you have no bots to go with you, and the game modes do not change. It isn't fun to do at all.
Boring.
Of course!
Which tells me the majority of the fun is playing with other people, and other people that love Ghostbusters today and in the past. You know, new and old fans. Even though us older fans might not know what's in anymore, or maybe we do, I'm not really sure anymore.
Surprise, motherfucker.
But yeah, man, that's all there really is to say about Ghostbusters. It's not much to talk about, but I do feel like the game is going to live or die by the hands of the community. It needs them to survive, and is there enough here to keep people around? From my point of view, no. I hope I'm wrong, but as of right now, no, I don't think so. The loop and what's on offer at launch, it isn't enough. The grind for items is easy enough. Nothing compared to another VR game I know. Firewall. I haven't even really talked about the massive bugs I experienced. From system crashes, getting stuck in the environment many times, ghosts getting stuck in walls and not being able to be defeated and pulled into traps.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to do that.
1-minute warning.
Because I mean, our beams hit him and then he just falls into the wall.
Right down to the sound. The reason I haven't mentioned the sound is because it's fine, it's serviceable. You know, the classic theme is there, what you all expect, but the sound just bugs out. Everything gets really quiet during moments of a lot going on when you can no longer hear your proton blaster and other sound effects. Everything gets really muffled. I mean, I don't know why that happens, but I could go on, so I will. For a VR game with a decent budget, why can't we do more stuff in VR? Maybe depositing the ghosts in the firehouse after a mission. The fire pole. Why is there no fire pole? Interacting with our tools, or a little more interactivity in the environment. Like there's barely any. You can pick a couple things up, but they just seem to disappear. You can't really throw them. Right down to the Ecto 1. It's there. Sure, it looks fine, but you have no missions with it. You can't interact with it at all. Like, really, man? I just have to ask. Why?
Could drive the Ecto 1 though, or at least have like a on rails moment with this.
Shit, we can do it.
The game costs $46.99 plus tax and $73.49 plus tax for the deluxe edition. Holy shit! Which comes with a few extra things and a battle pass. I'm not even gonna touch on a battle pass, but yeah, I am actually. I hate battle passes. I fucking hate them. You know, and all this for a game that has, from my experience, at least on the PSVR2, a pile of bugs. You know, I don't know, was this rushed out for a Halloween release? But with a license like Ghostbusters, I was just expecting a little more, because there is an excellent Ghostbusters game out there called Spirits Unleashed. I haven't played it myself, but everyone that I encountered has been comparing that game to this game, and they wish a lot of what was in that game was implemented in here. And again, I said at the beginning, it seems like the audience is not for me. It's for a younger audience. So everything seems to be scaled back for that. But the price, though, it just, man, it's a lot for what's on offer here. And I don't know if you're going to get that much enjoyment out of the asking price. You might just jump in for a little while, have some fun, but you're going to see what's on offer really, really quickly. But anyway, if you've made it this far, I appreciate your time. You know, like if you liked it, disliked if you didn't like it. Let me know what you thought. And until next time, I appreciate your time, and I'm Soda Moose. I'm out.
This way. Turkey, you got us? That's
Sweet.
awesome.